Hello everyone. This right here is something a little bit different than what I usually post, but it's still pretty cool and rather old. This is a 1977 Western Electric Model 500D, and this is a modular connection model with the modular cord that you can unplug from the handset and the base. And this is a particularly cool find that I've recently acquired, so I thought I'd go ahead and show it to you guys. This phone was purchased from an antique store in Frederick, Maryland, and not surprisingly, the sticker, which you can see obviously has area code 301, or Frederick is one of the many places which is served by the area code 301. So this phone was initially from Frederick, Maryland, and this appears to be a refurbished model. I'll go ahead and unplug it from the wall so we're not going off hook or anything like that. If we look on the bottom of the phone, bring it down here, the bottom of the phone appears to be older than the rest. This may be one of those many refurbished phones. As we can obviously see, there is the markings C/D 500 957, which I assume means September 1957. And however, if we look over here, we have a sticker 500DM, then some sort of code here, maybe 1985. I don't know, but this definitely is a older style base. You can see the paint is obviously not consistent, and this wasn't actually taped here. This used to be right here over the old model number code and maybe original date. It was essentially they painted over and then put this sticker on, and I peeled it off because I thought it was an obvious refurbish. And it was almost like this paint patch, which you can see the outline of right there. This is all I was able to recover from the original painting. The rest had been taken off. Has the adjustable ringer, of course. Now looking on the back of the phone has the embossed AT&T text, not the Bell System text, which the earlier models had. Now also, another thing which points to this being a slightly newer 500 is on the microphone. If you unscrew the cover here, pull it off, pick up the microphone, flip it over, look at the back, you'll see clearly stamped on there 77 T1. Then it also says 67 there. So I'm just going to go with 1977 or 77 as the time this phone was refurbished. So we'll call it from 1977 because that's the date that I have found on the microphone. And it also is the modular design. In addition, one thing I find interesting is that the text on the handset has been essentially worn off, or possibly not even stamped correctly. Or not stamped correctly, but when the phone was painted, the paint coating may have been too thick. Or, of course, this may be refurbished, so this is a separate paint coating other than the original. But the original text is barely legible. You can obviously see it says Western Electric down on the bottom. And from what I can see, it looks like it says Bell System something. Bell System something. And then some little numbers in between Bell System and Western Electric. I recently took the dial off to clean underneath it. I'm not sure if this is something which has occurred afterwards, but now the dial seems to have a slight wobble in it. Not sure if that's very common for these phones, but something that this one has now. And I know most people will be asking two questions. Number one, does it work? And number two, can I place calls on it? And that is a yes for both of them. Nowadays, with a lot of the newer telephone systems and switching equipment, pulse dialing is no longer supported. However, this phone is connected, well, unfortunately, with a fiber optic phone connection. It is connected to a number 5 ESS, which does support pulse dialing. So this phone still works and is fully functional. In my experimentation with this phone, I have created quite the little nifty device. As you can see here, it is a cup which has been cut out at the bottom where the headset is and has a slit in it at the top, which helps to direct almost all the sound the phone produces into this opening, which I can stick my phone's microphone into, and hopefully you all will be able to hear. So I'll go ahead and put the phone in the cup, and we should be able to hear some of the different sounds this phone makes.
Hello. This is what the sound quality of the phone sounds like. It's not going to be the best that it could be because this is going to be calling a cell phone. However, this is a general idea of how the phone sounds when you're on a phone call. So what we'll go ahead now is we'll go ahead and call the phone and we'll see what it sounds like.
So yeah, that's how the ringer sounds on this phone. And with that, that's an overview of the 1977, possibly refurbished, Western Electric Model 500. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.